Hello people in Years Beyond. Today I am going to be showing how I put together the MiniPlex Launcher. I'm joined today by my cat, who's very excited to be here. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, I made MiniPlex in the launcher using an engine called MultiMedia Fusion 2, and well, I made the launcher with MultiMedia Fusion 2, and I made the game with Clickteam Fusion 2.5, just because I couldn't get the launcher to work on Mac using Clickteam Fusion 2.5, so I had to use the older version. Anyway, so all the stuff that I have here is, I'll explain these bit by bit. So what you're seeing here is I have 3 actives, which are just the different tabs. But I have frame 1 and frame 2 just being the selected and unselected states, and then the animation speed is set to 0 so that it doesn't just switch between the two. The title here, this is just a string. There are a couple of buttons. First button is the download and play button. I have the link button, which I will go into what everything does when I'm done explaining what is all here. Button 3 is the forum post, which will bring you to the forum post. Fixed version, no internet, and play custom. I also have a combo box there, and the custom versions combo box, which are just the drop-down boxes. I have the counter at the bottom, just the custom versions. I have some objects up here, which are just for plugins, which are download, file, string parser, file folder, ini, open URLs, second string parser, which I actually don't need. Delete that. I have a get object and a second download object because they can only download 4 separate files at a time, and it'd be difficult to do it with a little bit of code. It's just more efficient if I have 2 download objects. These 2 lists are not visible when you're opening the launcher, but they are therefore in the background. I use them for saving and loading data. I have a few edit boxes, which is the first one is where you input your username for linking accounts. Second one and the third one are both for background data storage. Fourth one is a debugging thing, which I don't need anymore. Some more things that I explained earlier. Rich edit object is just the debugging console, basically, which just displays the information that's going on. Got some strings that are just for showing things, like this just says Minecraft account link. Yeah, Minecraft account link. This one says ready to play, and it's just if you already have the version downloaded, it'll display. And then this is just the title. And a web control object, which is behind the rich edit. If you have the update tab selected, which is by default, it will show you all the updates that you can find on the Tumblr blog. Now I can go into what everything does and how it all works. I'll go step by step just to keep confusion. Step 1, what happens is when start a frame, if versions directory doesn't exist, creates the version directory. Start a frame, if the launchers directory doesn't exist, create the launcher directory. That's just because it needs those 2 folders in order to create files like settings.ini and download the versions to the versions folder and download the Minecraft face of your character if you have your account linked to the launcher folder. starter frame, so this is just after those two directories have been created. Starter frame, download the file of the versions list, which I can open my Dropbox right now. So basically it downloads the versions list, which I update whenever I make a new version. So basically, I'll explain how it all works, but it'll download that to wherever you have the launcher saved, /launcher / MiniPlex versions list. Excuse me. And it will set the text to, it will add a line saying downloading versions list, adds semicolon to string parser as a delimiter, sets the current file of the ini to wherever you saved the launcher /versions /settings.ini, downloads the picture. Wait a second. Forgot that you could even actually do that. Wow. So it sets the picture so right here sets this picture. If I had like, it'll set the picture to my Minecraft base. Downloads the file, which I already went over, to the versions.list. This is in the background. Or, no. This is, if you have your account linked, it will set, so like, because I have my account linked, this is blank. It's necessary it has my account already. Then it adds a line saying, this is the version of the launcher, and that's for debugging, so that I know which version you're on, if you're on like a strange version that doesn't exist, or if you're on an older version and there's a problem. And then with the web control, it sets the URL to miniplexdev.tumblr.com, and it runs that URL. A lot of stuff going on, but it's just everything opening up. Like this goes, so 0. So this would say something like 65569 or something like that, and that's just the build. And then downloading version list and setting the picture and the text there. Next, we're going over, because I downloaded the list in slot 1, so I'm saying if the download successfully completed in slot 1, then add a line saying versions list downloaded and setting list, and then this then is being used to load the downloaded list file in the background. So you can't see it, but it's actually there and has all this information in it. And then starts the loop setting lines. It's basically a for loop, setting the lines to the number of lines of the list. So it's saying for every version that exists in the list, do this loop. +1, because I have to do the +1 because it doesn't like having it not +1. And then download the launcher version.txt to slot 4, and that I'll go over in a little bit. So now we have on loop setting lines. So say there are 5 different versions that exist, then it will do loop setting lines 5 times, once for every different version. And what it does is sets the source string to the line that the index is on. It's kind of confusing, but it does say you're on, say the first time it goes through, it sets the source string to the first line, second time it'll set it to the second line, third time it sets the third line, so on, until it's all done. List 2 adds the line of the second delimiter, or second, what's it called? I forget what it's called. Sets it to the second string in the source string, and then it sets in the combo box, which is all these, the list of the versions that you can pick from, it sets the first bit. And so now I can explain the first bit, because the semicolon we have it set as delimiter, so it cuts these two apart from each other. So the first bit is what you're seeing, which is 0.1, because it's version 0.1. And the second bit is it sets a new line in this list, sets a new line to the download link. And it just does that a bunch of different times until you've gotten through it all. And then just some cleaning up that it does is, if the if the text at line 1 is nothing, just delete the line. And text at line 1 of the combo box is nothing, delete the line. And if it's different than nothing, meaning that it's gone through all the setup, it'll activate a couple more groups that I'll go into in a second. This is how it checks for if there's an update for the launcher, which you do have to manually download. Download successfully completed slot 4, because we downloaded the launcher version.txt to slot 4, which all that is like 5 to 6 digit code showing the build of the launcher that you're on, which 1.6 is build 65542. And so once it's downloaded it, set this background text to the, just load it basically. And then it checks for if the version of the launcher is different than the version that it downloaded, then add some lines saying a newer version of the launcher was detected, download it here, and then it gives you some download links. And it shows that in the debugger tab. So we can actually see that because I just uploaded a new version. So it gives you some download links there, just to update. And then this is just opening the links. So if you double click on the link, it'll select it. It checks to see if the selected text is this, then it opens that URL, and if it is the second one, it opens the second URL. If no internet, I added this in silently, there was nothing in the changelog for it, but basically the problem was that if you weren't connected to the internet and you were on something like a laptop and you tried to run this, it wouldn't let you do anything because the downloads would never finish because you don't have any internet connection. This basically says if somebody clicks that they don't have any internet, stop the download, load the versions list that you have already downloaded, and then skip this whole thing and then just jump to doing the loop. It's basically a workaround for if you don't have internet. And then lastly, start a frame. If your linked Minecraft account is not nothing, then get URL miniplex.com/API/get tags/character plus whatever your linked Minecraft account username is. So say mine is vDestroyer, so it does get URL miniplex.com/API/get tag/character/vDestroyer. And basically what that is, I can show it to you. It's Engine's API is, so if I do vDestroyer, it basically sends me this. It sends the launcher this information, and it says, this is for, in the latest update, the tags are finally finished syncing. I've finished setting that up. And so because I am a helper, it gets this helper tag to show up. This. So I had this helper tag show up because I'm a helper. And basically all it does is, down here, it says, so, because it looks, okay, hang on. So, it goes through and looks for every possible tag that you can have that's relevant. So, like Forms, Ninja, and Support Monkey aren't searched for. It gets this text and then sees if 783694, which is the ID of helper, 786394 exists. It adds a debugger line saying this user is a helper and downloads the tag as tag.png, and then once it's downloaded, it opens and sets the picture to that. It seems like a lot of stuff's going on. It's really not. It's just saying, is this user a helper? Yes, it is. Here's your tag, and it sets in the ini file. It sets that you are a rank level 4. Things it checks for are Ultra, Hero, Builder, Helper, Mod, Admin, and Owner. And it does it in that order. So say somebody is Hero and Builder. Builder is better than Hero, so it will show Builder and not show Hero. And if you're Hero and Ultra, it'll show Hero and not show Ultra. Now, once it's gone through all this, it activates the groups of linking and custom versions. Linking is just enable the button 2 and button 3, which are button 2 and button 3, so you can open the forum post and link your Minecraft account. Had to do this because there was a problem where if you were downloading, like when it was starting up and you clicked link, it would crash the whole thing. You wouldn't be able to do anything, and you'd have to like reinstall it, reinstall the launcher. If the link button is pressed or the edit box where you type in your username has focus, meaning that you're typing into it, and you push enter, all it does is set the linked Minecraft account to whatever was typed in and then restarts the launcher. So then it goes through and checks for all the linking, because it does that all in step 1. If your linked Minecraft is different than nothing, then it downloads the file of your Minecraft base to linked.png and adds the line of linked account found to the debugging. And since that's in slot 3, when slot 3 is finished, add a line to the debugger of image downloaded, and set the picture to linked.png. It's really simple, it's not much. Custom versions is on group activation. It does a loop where it loops. It goes through every single file in versions, in the versions folder, and if it finds a file and the end of it, the extension is .exe, and it's not a actual version. It's not like a version that I've made and uploaded. Then it will add the version it found to the custom versions list, and it will say it added that to the custom versions list. And once it's browsed through all the custom versions, it just sets the line to 1 and activates the step 2, because those are all just kind of like in between that needed to be done. When step 2 is activated, it says the launcher is ready, enables all the buttons, and gets rid of the no internet button. If you click the download play button and it has already been downloaded, meaning that the version that's selected .exe is a file, then it just ends the launcher application and says it's launching, and then opens the version that you said you wanted to run. If the button's clicked and it is not a file, meaning that you have not downloaded it, it activates group step 3. I'll do this in order. It disables the button, because doing it in order is kind of important. So it disables the button, sets edit box 2, which is here, it's this hidden one. Sets edit box 2 to whatever version you have selected. Oh, no. It sets edit box 2 to the download link of whatever version you have selected. And then it starts downloading that to the versions folder, basically. So now I'm going to go quickly over, I'm just going to explain, for those of you who don't understand, how the versions list works. It is downloads all this and then loads it up and separates these two sections from each other using the semicolon. If you pick version 0.1, click download, it downloads the second part, which is the download link, to 0.1, because 0.1 is what you had selected, so it downloads that to 0.1.exe. And then it disables you from changing the version, and that just makes it so that you can't switch the version you're downloading in the middle of it, just totally break the system. If it is a file, so this doesn't mean you have to click the button, it's just if the file exists, that the version you have selected, fixed version shows up, the fixed version button, and it shows the text that says the version is playable. Like it just shows the text that says right here, it says ready to play. If it's not a file, it makes both of those invisible again, just to make it so if you switch the version you have selected, it'll make them reappear or disappear. If you click fix version, it doesn't like delete it and re-download it. It doesn't fix all the errors or corrupted files. All it does is deletes the version that you have selected, and then restarts the launcher. So basically, if you downloaded something and you try to run it and it doesn't work, all you do is you click fix version. When you have that version selected, it'll delete it, and then you re-download it, and then once you re-download it, then it works. So now I'm going to back up again and say, so if you've clicked the download button and the exe isn't a file, so you haven't downloaded it yet, start step 3, which is every 1 second in the debugger just show the like what percentage you're at and how far along you are downloading the file. And there's something here that says always set the counter to the current percentage of the download. And once you finish downloading, it just runs the file runs the downloaded version, and ends the application. Couple of things. Button 3, where's button 3? Where's button 3? Oh, click the forum post button. It just opens the URL of the forum post. Click the fix version button, then activates group deleting version, and it adds a line to the debugger saying removing version and starts deleting the file. Deleting version just saying if the file was deleted, last action was okay, then in the debugger it says action completed successfully, re-download the version, get a fresh file, apostrophe yes, because I may make it so that it downloads a bunch of files instead of just one, and then deactivates the deleting version group. Almost done with this, and this is just for switching between the tabs. It always checks for the alterable value A of this tab, and clicking the different ones changes that value. So clicking the first one sets it to 1, or yeah, okay. Clicking the first one sets to 1, second one sets to 0, third one sets to 3 or 2. I know it's a little weird. It's just how I have it set up. Okay, I'll do it from 0 to 2. If the alterable value is 0, meaning that you click the second one, makes the link button invisible, makes the part where you enter your username invisible, and makes the text saying Minecraft account link invisible, and makes the picture of your Minecraft face invisible. It also shows the update log because you're looking at the second tab, which is the updating tab, and it sets the frames of these animations to disabled, and enabled. It basically does that for the other two. It's just that the middle one makes it show the update state and hides everything else. The account linking makes it show the picture where you enter your username and the button and the text and hides everything else. The debugger shows the debugging list and hides everything else. That's it. That's all it does. And that is everything I did to get the launcher of MiniPlex to work. I don't think I'm going to be uploading a source file. I might, because I've basically shown you how to program everything exactly. If you were to watch this video a bunch of times, I'm sure you could recreate it. So I might upload a source file, and if I do, it'll be in the description. You can open the source on MultiMedia Fusion 2 Developer or Clickteam Fusion 2.5 Developer. Although I think Clickteam Fusion 2.5, there are problems exporting it and then converting it to Mac, it won't open. Thank you all for watching. If you found this interesting or thought that you wanted me to show you how it worked and now I'm showing you how it worked, I'd appreciate it if you left a like, because that means other people can also find it if they're searching for it and they don't end up with some other random video. Subscribe and you can get more updates and cool videos about MiniPlex, and you can also check out my other stuff. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye.